When we first start learning guitar chords, we usually fall into one of two camps: open chords or power chords. And after some familiarity with either one or both of those, the next level would usually be bar chords. However, today I'd like to focus on the unsung hero of funk, dance, reggae, and R&B tunes, the funky guitar triads. There are two sets of string groupings for these shapes: the D, G, and B strings, and the G, B, and E strings. For each string grouping, we will have 3 major chord shapes and 3 minor chord shapes. Today, however, we will just be focusing on the G, B, and E strings. Major shapes on the G, B, and E strings: the triangle, the boot, and the knight. The triangle is played exactly like a classic D major open chord, and I'll take this up to the 5th fret for demonstration purposes. The middle finger goes to the E string, the ring finger goes on the B string 1 fret higher, and the index is on the G string with the same fret of the middle fingers. Draw a line connecting the tips of each fingers to each other, and you'll see the triangle. It's our happy little triangle. The boot is based off of the A chord's 3 thinnest strings. Index finger on the E string, ring finger on the B string 2 frets higher, and the middle finger on the G string with the same fret of the ring fingers. This shape is a little more abstract to visualize, but because the G and B strings are 2 frets higher than the indexes, it reminds me of a boot, in which the higher frets are the feet, and the line straight down from the little string to them is the leg of the boot. The knight comes from the 3 thinnest strings of an open E chord. The index finger bars the E and B strings, and the middle finger goes to the G string 1 fret higher. I realize calling this the knight may be a little strange. It's just the way I always visualized it, like a chess piece knight when it moves, from its starting place on the E string, 2 strings over, and then 1 fret higher. Minor shapes on the G, B, E strings: the claw, the stairs, and the bar. The claw is based off of an open D minor chord shape. The index finger is on the E string, the ring finger is 2 frets higher on the B string, and the middle finger is 1 fret lower than the ring fingers placed on the G string. As for why it's called the claw, it just kind of looks more like a claw than the others. And you'll find that because your index finger is of a shorter length than the other two, and it's also on the thinnest string, your ring finger is slightly longer and it's on the B string, and your middle finger, being typically the longest of those 3 digits, is on the G string. It kind of all puts them at a similar arc. And that arc kind of makes it feel a little bit like a claw shape. So, that's the claw. The stair shape comes from the top 3 strings of an A minor chord. Index finger on the E string, middle finger 1 fret higher on the B string, and the ring finger 2 frets higher than the index finger on the G string. See the stairs? There's only 3 steps to it. The bar is like the 3 thinnest strings of an E minor chord. This one's pretty easy by comparison. Just take your index finger and lay it across the same fret on the G, B, and E strings, and it's a straight line. Within each of these shapes, the triangle, the boot, the knight, the claw, the stairs, or the bar, it's important to locate the root of the chord, noting which finger on what string it occurs. That way, provided you know the names of the notes on the fretboard, you can find quick access to nearby shapes that follow along with whatever chord progression you're applying these funky triads to. The knight and the bar find its root on the E strings notes. Major for knight, there's an A because I'm on the 5th fret, and minor for bar. It's an A minor because I'm on the 5th fret. The triangle and the claw find its root on the B strings notes. Major for triangle, and minor for the claw. The boot and the stairs find their root on the G strings note. Major for the boot, minor for the stairs. Let's take this progression, a 1-4-5-1 in the key of A, using all major chords, then all minor chords. Let's say I wanted the chords to be voiced here in the 5th fret area. I can use the knight for A, lining up the 5th fret of the E string, which is an A, The next chord is D, and the note with the least amount of movement to reach is on the 7th fret of the G string. Therefore, I'll use my major G string shape, which in this case is the boot. For the E chord, I can find a nearby E on the 5th fret of the B string, so I'll use my major triad B string shape, the triangle, and line that up with the 5th fret of the B string. I'll return back to the 5th fret night to round out this major chord progression. Now to the minor chord version. I can replace the night with the bar to have an A minor. I can replace the boot with the stairs to make it a D minor. And I can replace the triangle with the claw to go from E major to E minor. So now my 1-4-5-1 in the key of A minor is A minor, D minor, E minor, and then back to A minor. And for reference from before, here is my 1-4-5-1 in the major. There's my night, there's my boot, there's my triangle, then back to the night. And then we have bar, stairs, claw, then back to bar. Thanks for joining me on this episode of Aaron Keen's Music Lessons. I hope these shapes help you along in your chord fretboard journey. I know there's probably a better way to describe a shape than how you visualize a knight moving on a chessboard, but hey, it's what worked for me.
Shut your mouth. Shut your mouth. Chew it up. Chew it up.